After 120 years, Australia's longest-running maritime mystery has finally been solved. A combination of technology, gut instinct and a lot of luck has helped locate the wreck of the SS Nemesis. Now the new puzzle, finding the relatives of the doomed crew.
The waves, the storm, the drama, the grief and the loss, I think all of those combine to make it just a compelling story.
It's just the end of the mystery.
This is absolutely remarkable, Deb.
A 120-year-old mystery finally solved.
Once this wreckage came ashore, everyone knew it was a Nemesis that was lost out at sea.
And questions still to be answered.
James was always the mystery grandfather.
It's a mystery still. Who were they?
In July 1904, the SS Nemesis sailed into a fierce storm off the southern coast of New South Wales.
Nemesis, a big steamship, labouring into these mountainous seas.
It was a horrendous night, treacherous seas.
Mountains of green swell, storm, freezing cold night. It was an atrocious gale.
It went down, killing all 32 on board.
Really terrible stories that are coming out from the family descendants now, just what that grief meant for the generations around the time of the loss 120 years ago. It left a lot of women with kids destitute. You can imagine those days, the father was the sole breadwinner.
He had a family in Melbourne, a wife and two daughters, and one on the way. The third daughter was born after his ship went down, about 8 weeks later.
It was a tragedy, really. And for my father, who was only 8 at the time, it would have been terrible.
Aileen Merritt never knew her dad's father, the shipwright on the Nemesis.
I grew up with the fact that we always knew that Grandpa James was lost at sea, and long before television was in, we'd make up stories that maybe he was knocked unconscious and was somewhere else under a different name.
Tim Smith is from Heritage, New South Wales.
The families went down to the beach and were looking, scouring amongst the wreckage coming ashore for days and weeks after the incident, looking for their loved ones.
3 bodies were washed up but couldn't be identified, so were buried without ceremony. For 120 years, this grave has remained unmarked and largely unloved because either no one knew who was buried here or no family members had come forward. Now, with the discovery of the Nemesis, it means another maritime mystery can finally be solved.
It's so powerful to me to see this with nothing. There's no tombstone, there's no cross, there's no tablet to say what happened here and who are these people.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Really sad. It just goes to the heart of the dangers of shipping in those days, the 19th, early 20th century. These big ships were alone at sea, and if a big gale overtook them, they were at the mercy of the ocean.
The ocean kept its secret until suddenly and completely by chance, a breakthrough.
And it was certainly completely by accident that we came across this.
Ed Corber runs salvaging company Subsea Services. One of his vessels was looking for containers washed off a ship.
We were given a scope of area to go and search, which was quite a large area. We were there for about a month.
Instead, as its equipment scanned the ocean floor, they noticed something curious.
We could have quite easily discarded that and considered that as debris, a big debris field. But there was a particular image that came through, and I could see that there was a shape of the bow.
Ed deployed an ocean drone at a cost of 20 grand. This vision confirmed his instincts. The remains of a ship resting peacefully 160 metres below on the sea floor.
When we found the anchor, we knew straight away this was something of the late 1800s, early 1900s. I knew straight away we were onto something.
They found this huge shipwreck, did the absolute right thing. They actually did more sophisticated survey. They had fantastic gear on their boat, gave the size of the ship some initial imagery and sonar imagery. They reported it to us at Heritage New South Wales, and then we really got started.
It's taken marine archaeologists close to 2 years to confirm the Nemesis has finally been found.
This has been the elusive one for many within your field for years.
I think everyone's been wanting to find Nemesis because its name...
So the Nemesis has been your nemesis?
It has been the Nemesis to me and many other people.
Especially to descendants like Aileen.
Always knew about the shipwreck, always. We talked about it as children growing up, just wondering what did happen.
Like so many of the victims' family members, the 92-year-old doubted she'd ever get answers.
I'm just amazed that after 120 years, it's been found. We did write a book, that was in 2009. Well, now I'll have to get busy and do another chapter.
It's a closing chapter Denise Burrell is also grateful for.
We all knew the story about Captain Lusher and how his ship was sunk.
She's great-granddaughter to the ship's captain, James Lusher.
Captain Lusher's youngest daughter, my great-aunt, left to me when she died his sea chest and his ship's bell, and I also have his portrait. So I kind of feel like this story is really special to me.
She says her 99-year-old mum is particularly relieved.
She was very excited, and it's given her a lot of closure, and her siblings.
As the word spreads about the discovery of the wreck, more family members are coming forward.
It's a worldwide search, and we're really hoping that we can connect to all of the families of those 32 crew over time.
It's a brilliant story, and I'm so happy that there's families coming forward and we can finally give them some closure on this.
The sort of closure Aileen and Denise are getting after all these years.
It just looks so peaceful sitting there with the little fish swimming around, and I would like to think that Grandpa is somewhere there.
Yeah, it's a remarkable story, and we've been told more families have made contact with Heritage New South Wales in the past week. For more information, head to our website.